Across the street from the site of the future Virginia African American Cultural Center, near Grand Mart on Diamond Spring Road, is a neighborhood called Newsome Farms. To know this neighborhood is to know the Civic League president.
My name is Harry Lee Kirkley, Sr. I try to maintain the living environment. I hate junky yards. I hate dirty houses. I'm a neat freak. I like my rides clean. I get clean. When I go to work, I'm clean, and I work outside.
Harry takes care of many of the senior citizens' lawns in his community, in addition to his own. His neatness isn't just about a man with too much time on his hands.
I retired from the military because I got crushed in the military and got 100% disability and everything.
That is a whole different story, but suffice it to say that the injury was a result of someone else's carelessness. This experience cemented Harry's resolve to always be alert.
When you grow up in an environment where decisions you make, life jeopardizes somebody's life, like in the Army. Everything you do in the Army, you got to watch out that nobody get killed. Everything I do when I come out with the traits that the Army taught me, I want to be able to see what's happening to stop any catastrophe from happening. When I moved here in 2001, it was a mess around here. But as I grew into the neighborhood, per se, and learned what was going on, and by me being from a disciplined family and a military situation, I said, no, I just can't live here and sit back and watch this mess go on. So if you go and ask anybody that out in this area, when I stepped up to the plate and got involved, everything changed. All the way up to this point now, what you see. This is one of the most beautiful neighborhoods now. Houses going for $529,900 right by me, right there, next door. 2 of them sold around the corner for the same price, a little more. The big, beautiful one over here is going up on the block for $5-something. I bought this for $112 in 2001. I'm on the corner. I got more land than that's $500,000 back here, dude. You think I ain't happy? Shoot, I ain't going nowhere.
Care for his community looks like home-cooked meals served at neighborhood parties and safety lessons taught in the Civic League. He has a taser ready to give you if you don't have any protection. And that love extends to how he keeps the yards he cares for. But there is one space that is still giving him problems.
We have a cemetery in the community on Daniel Smith.
Daniel Smith was the son-in-law of one of the original founders of the Newsome Farms neighborhood. The land was originally purchased by 5 formerly enslaved men in 1869. The main road running through the neighborhood is now named after him and leads directly to the cemetery.
And he set that area up aside for people that lived in the community could be buried there. So they have a place where they can stay in the neighborhood and right around their families. And we have a lot of military members was buried there, a lot of family members from this neighborhood was buried there. So what we're trying to do is to get it on the National Register as a historical site due to the fact that all the veterans back in the 1800s all the way up to Vietnam is buried over there.
Some of the founding members of Newsome Farm are also buried there. The cemetery is nestled into the heart of the community, but surrounded on 3 sides by roads.
When they put that road through there, they name it Daniel Smith. So Mr. Smith gave that plot of land to the community, but it was a bigger plot of land as we found out, and the house right beside it was separated from that cemetery and sold off and left that plot where the burial ground was, and nobody ever claimed it. And when he sold that lot to somebody, whoever it was back in that day, that cemetery was right on with it. But when they surveyed it and split the property up, they forgot about the cemetery. He took his property over here, but left the cemetery. Then Mr. Smith never reestablished for the cemetery to put it in writing. He still owned it. So now the cemetery been sitting over there for years, and nobody own it. Nobody want to claim it.
Off of technicality.
Technicality back in the day.
So, since nobody owns it, the community is left to ask, whose responsibility is it to take care of it? And who pays for that work?
The city has got to take it over. A church got to take it over. The Civic League got to take it over. Somebody got to own that piece of land in order to get on the National Register and to get the funding we need to maintain it. And so we're working with the city of Virginia Beach to get it done. And the paperwork's got to follow up because it's coming from the city or the state or whatever. So you got to justify why to pay this money here. And everything's a paper trail. And then everything leads back to, okay, this black community over here has this historical cemetery. It gets this X amount of dollars each year for maintenance. Black communities didn't get a lot of revenue from the city because they was a target community. They're black communities. Just like Burton Station and Blackwater Bay or whatever they really call that over there, but the airport bought for the black families and all like that.
12 neighborhoods in Virginia Beach were declared target communities after they were left behind in the white real estate boom of the 1960s. While resources poured into other communities, Harry's neighborhood had to wait until the 90s. And they are still working to get resources to care for the cemetery.
But the thing was, when they let it go like that for years, this just became, hey, nobody cared. Now that we have got in this community and established a foothold in this community, we're trying to rectify all the things that should have been done years ago. And it's hard due to the fact now because with the historical society and all like that, you have to have your ducats in line in order for them to give you the funds. We done started something that we got to see through because still it's in our neighborhood. Still it's got to be maintained. And y'all am not paying me to maintain it. I maintain it because, hey, it's in my neighborhood. But I pay my men to help me to do it. So, I mean, it's not fair to me, but I don't worry about that. At least I am able to do it and don't have to worry about the overall financial consequences of it. It's important to me, for one, it's in my neighborhood, in my community. Two, it's an eyesore for people that comes in and out of here if nobody's maintaining it. Eventually it's going to be like a big sore on the community. Like, hey, why ain't somebody taking care of mowing the grass, doing this, doing that? And I don't want to wait till people go around the door to door knocking on people like, you know, this thing, we need to do something about this. I'd go and do it. And because I don't like to see it like that. Because I'm a neat freak for one, and I take pride in what I do. And by me being the president of the Civic League, a lot of people look up to me like, why ain't he having somebody take care of that, you know? You got to be open-minded and look at the long-range picture of a neighborhood if you want that neighborhood to survive. And that's my take on it, and that's what I fight for.
Visit our website, truthbetoldcommunity.com, to find out ways to get involved and share this episode with friends. This series was written by Jackie Glass and Hannah Sobel, edited and hosted by me, Nicole Hill, sound design by Trindell Lightburn, and our work has been supported by the Virginia African American Cultural Center through a grant from Virginia Tourism Corporation. Follow our work by subscribing wherever you get your podcasts. We couldn't do this without people brave enough to share their experiences, so thank you, Mr. Kirkley.
See, I can't mess with my nails, bro. Yes, ma'am. My toes, too, same way. Shoot. I get a pedicure, manicure, and I can't mess them nails up. And that lady just done mine, and she cut my cuticles back a little bit too far, but I'll tell her next time, all right, look, if you can't see, you don't work on me.